Time check is 6 minutes past 6 p.m. and I'm joined in the studio with a very special guest. I told you we were about to talk about music on a different scale today. She goes by the name Chioma Onochukwu. I got that right? I got it. Onochukwu. Okay, Onochukwu. Now she is the head of TuneCore East and West Africa. You're welcome to YFM.
Thank you for having me.
It's awesome to have you. We're very big on having conversations around music, not just the song itself, but how it's being propagated, being sold, how artists are making money off it. So it's amazing to have you here to talk about this. And let me also say that even though this is the first time meeting East and West Africa, how does that work? That's a huge space to be working in.
Yeah, it's like a total of 8 countries. So we do our best, Yeah, see where we can provide opportunities for our artists. Some markets are bigger than others, so we just prioritize accordingly.
Okay. Now somebody's probably out there, the minute I said East and West Africa, like, okay, how do you just get into that? Like, was it given to you on a silver platter, or did you have to really work your way through to it? Is it something you always wanted to do?
I mean, I've been in music for a little bit. I wasn't sure if I wanted to stick around. I was very behind the scenes and all. So I did kind of step away, from the industry. And for me, I always like to say I'm a marketing person.
Right.
So I kind of went into like an agency. This was like during the pandemic period and all. I wasn't happy there. In the new job and all, and then I saw the opening for the role TuneCore. I remember TuneCore from the previous job I had.
Right.
In the music industry, we were looking to potentially have like some kind of a deal with them, distribution deal with them, and all. Then the previous company was a streaming platform who works in Nigeria, and I saw it. I remember TuneCore. I knew what they were about, but I was like, this job title show. I was like, I might be to take on it, take it on, but I did, I just went for it, and interestingly enough, after some grueling interview process, and
I'm sure it was
2 months in, I got the job, which was surprising to me, and it's been awesome. It's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been different.
So you said that earlier, you've been in music in some form. So how different would you say that is from your position right now?
I was very behind the scenes.
Right.
Now I'm in front of everything. It's like, I never thought like, be for the role, you're basically the rep for the brand, you're like the ambassador and everything, so you have to go put the brand's name out there.
Right.
Every opportunity you are the one representing the brand. If artists want to ask questions, you. So that's I think that's one really big thing I'll say that's like, okay, this is really different here.
I mean, aside the regular questions that people always throw at you, what would you say in simple terms your job description really is? Because TuneCore is a platform, for people that don't know, is one of the biggest music distribution platforms. That's what the layperson knows it as. I know that sometimes for the business is a bit more than that, but for the layperson, that's what we know it as. So I'm very curious as to what your day-to-day or the kind of targets you're trying to meet.
I mean, of course, brand awareness for the business. So what I'm even doing right now. Yeah. So putting the business out there and getting it on people's radar, particularly independent artists. We like to always say we have like our target audience. There are artists who aren't interested in being with a label. Right. They rather just be independent. So we cater to those people. And there's independent labels, independent managers.
Right.
So we want you to bring us in as one of your employees, basically. You will just take care of the distribution and maybe publishing admin if you want that too. So definitely brand awareness for the business, education, like we're doing a little bit of that right now, because what we found is a lot of people still have no clue about digital music distribution. They don't get it. People are not treating, I keep saying this, they don't treat your music like a brand and a business.
Say that again.
They don't treat the music as like a brand and a business, and it's the truth. You are a business and your product is your music.
Right.
you get. So this is what we try to put out there. Like, part of the reason I'm in Lagos is we're partnering with Jules. It's funny enough, we were here recently. We're doing something with aspiring producers.
Okay.
So it's like a workshop that Jules put together, and then we're sponsoring it basically. So these are types of things that we like to get ourselves, any kind of education initiative, thought leadership, and we're able to talk to artists. It's something that we also find.
Okay.
And of course, new clients. Hopefully, we're able to convert people to use the platform and get their music out there and build a fan base.
This sounds intensive, like all the stuff you're talking about. But on a more holistic level, where personally do you want to be able to take the music industry? Because this is the things you're trying to do, your day-to-day activities are very vital for the industry. So looking at where we are right now, where do you think you can help us get to?
The work is plenty. That's what I will start with, but I think it's again, it's back to that educational opportunities anywhere you can find it, where you can be in a room with artists, to just continue that conversation and keep hammering it in to treat your music like a business is always something that.
But how bad is it when it comes to this whole educational thing?
Listen, I've actually found out it's worse in Ghana. I thought, because what I'm realizing is, I think it was a conversation with Jules and your partner here or something. I can't remember where the conversation was happening, but it was a situation of where it's almost like they don't look to learn things. Right. Everybody just is interested in getting big, blowing. I won't blow. Nobody wants to learn. Okay, how? Do you understand and stuff? People aren't actively going to maybe conferences or looking out, for places where they can learn stuff. And stuff. So it's interesting. Like, so it's actually worse here. Really.
I'm happy I'm not the one saying it, because I've said this before, and then people made me look like I was the devil. The devil sent me to carry out his deeds.
It's interesting, really. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
it's crazy. I think I find a lot of artists are taking it that we've seen this person blow without having to do much, and I'm like, I know there's a once in a decade type of hit, but are you really going to run everything you're doing based off that to be hopefully that you're lucky? I think you're not being fair to yourself. But of course, there's another aspect of this conversation: women in music. You're a perfect example of that, because you're in a position where you can make changes that actually affect how things are done, which is a good thing. And then for the ordinary person, when we hear women in music, we think of the female artists. And I always say on radio that I don't understand why, even naturally, even myself, I make that mistake too, where we're like, so Sarkodie, this artist is big and this and that, but the minute we're talking about, let's say, Fia or Tiwa Savage, she's a female artist, and I'm like, why do we say this artist? But when it comes to a woman, we say female artist. Why do you have to define? So obviously there's a lot of stereotype and stuff that comes with women in the space. Do you think we've come far enough to be proud?
I think it's part of the reason why we also, we created this Women in Music, because we feel there is a gap that needs to be filled. As you look around in Africa, and Africa taking over the rest of the world, how many of those artists are women? Interesting. We have some great music here, but for some reason seems like there's a bridge we're unable to cross. For the female creator, the female music creator. And it's to understand that. So part of the things we were looking to do is we know there are problems, but I think at this point we need to have data or some stats to really prove it. Streaming numbers are coming up. What percentage of that was generated by the female artists? Do you understand? Number of awards, how many awards are being won by female musicians? How many in Nigeria, how many African music is gaining traction internationally, and that's made by a female. Do you understand? Not her featuring with, like in case of, let's say, like a Whiskey and Thames. Which someone alone. Do you get? So these are, and once we can understand, see those figures, we might be able to now dig deeper to say, what is the problem exactly? Do you understand? So there's still that gap.
So it feels like there's a problem, but we can't really tell what the problem is.
We haven't. There is. I don't use the word hearsay or the typical things you hear, but I feel like there's something else. Like, I think not like we can't pinpoint it, but it's almost like there's priority where the male entertainer is over the female.
Right.
Yep. And then there's a lot more. Should I say requirements, for lack of a better word, when it comes to a female entertainer?
Right. Right. No.
So.
No, because and I like that Miss Austin is here and she keeps saying yes. No, because she being a DJ, working in clubs and different events, I myself as an MC. See, people ask me, so why is it that we don't have a lot of female MCs? And I'm like, I don't know, but you just can't find like very good female MCs. But they are there. But it's like they occasionally you come across one and it's like, oh man, you're so amazing. But there's very few of that because you hardly ever meet one anyway. So then you wonder if are there like structures?
But they're not being prioritized.
Yeah. So it's like you're stopping them from going.
I won't lie. Let me say this now. It might come off offensive. I don't know. But Africa, yeah, we know we're trying.
Say it with your food.
I'm trying to say it with my chest, but biting my tongue small.
Yeah.
But you have that thing in Africa about priority being placed where the male is over the female. I kind of feel it also translates to the music industry as well. In a way, it's almost, I don't want to say it's not taboo, but it's almost like it's the cancer that nobody is really diagnosing. I feel.
Cancer.
Yes, so I don't know. I just, that's kind of something I think could be. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's possible. There is priority over.
I have a theory that the same way that in a classroom or in a meeting setting, even it can be as corporate as it gets. When there's a male figure speaking and there's a female that interjects, there's still everybody feeling like, how dare you?
Who you be?
Yeah, so it's like if, for instance, an artist has been amazing the whole year, she deserves to be the artist of the year. But then there's this other male artist, and we feel like, oh, so you're about to put this female on top of everybody. Why not put this? I think we don't actually think it through, but it's something we've lived with for so long that it's subconscious.
Yeah, I think that's it. Subconscious. You know the way I'm describing it as like you said, benign cancer. It's just something. I don't know what it is. A shift that needs to happen. I don't know what it is, but it could be. I might be wrong. But I feel we've not fully diagnosed. Okay, what is the problem?
So you actually have would you call it a group, an association, Women in Music?
Yeah, so we launched that officially February of this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when we fully now came out to put us out there. So yes, we're bringing WIM, Women in Music to Nigeria.
WIM, okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's just in Nigeria right now?
No. So the first African country was actually South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next is us. And I was actually trying to push somebody in here to start that of Ghana.
Miss Austin, what's up? Her hand is already up.
So I was trying to push someone to actually look into starting, rather than just saying, oh, you want to do something with us, start your own. Start because you don't want the whole situation where it looks like again Ghana is being swallowed up by Nigeria
So I understand that aspect where you want somebody here to run it, and I think that's also a very interesting thing that you want it to be more or less organic and not sort of influenced by you coming from a different country. But let's talk about Nigeria. What kind of activities have you guys been into so far?
So far, I mean, it's everyone is really busy, so it's not been the easiest getting everyone together. But one of the things that we've done was I think that was in May where we had the mental health month. So we wanted to have a series of educational pieces where we have one with like an artist and industry people. We only were able to pull off one, and that was with Eva Elodia. She's a Nigerian rapper. I don't think she does music anymore, but she's someone who has
I think I've come across her name before.
Eva. So she's publicly talked about her struggles with mental health, and it's a big deal in the industry, especially where women are concerned. You're going to think about postpartum depression, anxiety, so this, plenty. And it's unfortunately in Africa, mental health is very hush. it's almost, there's a bit of a stigma.
It's a bit of you want attention.
No, I
you just want to talk. Oh, just leave it.
Yeah, I think yes, maybe that too, but also a thing of why you so weak, like kind of a thing.
Oh
like,
yes,
yeah,
I think that's
you're not
perfect.
strong.
Yeah, you're not strong. Yes.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
So we felt that was something that we really really to touch on for mental, and mental health was in, I think, May, so we were able to have this conversation, like an IG live on our page,
right,
and stuff. And then we're looking to officially hopefully have our launch, like a proper launch event where we're bringing people together. For now we just have our because typically subscription based, you're supposed to subscribe to get access to stuff, but we kept it open for a while just to give people the opportunity to come on, just come on in, let's build a community, because the main thing for us, like, yes, we're trying to make changes in the industry when it concerns the female musician, and not just the female musician, the female professional business person, like maybe someone like myself, more opportunities, our jobs popping up in the industry. Like, is there an opportunity in a radio station? Is there one with, let's say, a streaming platform? We want to be able to be in the forefront to say, we have, we have this database of ladies that have XYZ experience, so those are the kind of things that, we're looking to do as well, for not just, the creator side, but also the business side.
That's amazing. Now, I feel like we already touched on this, but I just want us to go back to it for a second. When it comes to gender equality and female artists being treated right, or at least on par with male artists, what do you think we can do, or what are some of the things that you envision can be done to fix the problem?
I talked about the whole stats to really understand the problem. I think when you have figures and you really show it to people and like, look at this, this is the problem, it kind of makes it a lot more glaring, because it's a lot of women, but when you're sharing numbers, I think it makes an impact. I'm really hoping we can pull off that kind of a research. But like I said, the point I made before about actively looking for opportunities to put women in front as well.
Right.
You get, whether it's on the business side or the creator side. And one of the other things we're looking at is with award shows to come up with more categories for women.
Right.
Do you understand? So that there are more women, also be winning awards. So those are just some of the little things that we feel like, okay, we can start to do. We can start having more initiative to support the female creator in the industry as well, in partnership with brands and there are a lot of brands that are interested in things like this. I know YouTube has actually, approached us about doing something together.
Okay.
I think they also have something of their own for female creators. I'm not too sure. I can't remember what they called it, but these are the types of things we're looking to do. Now, we're small people trying to do our best, but obviously you need the support to get things moving a little bit, no matter the little thing. Like, I think that award show thing is a big one, getting more women winning awards and stuff, potentially creating playlists. This is nothing that we do, is curating playlists on the likes of a Spotify and AudioMac to put creators, so the way we do is mix both big and small artists together, and we put it out there and we label it, so that way we're also creating, like, we're also helping to push artists as well.
So like playlists like let's say Black Magic or Women of Excellence, something.
Some name, we can name it. I can't remember all the names because that's under marketing.
Because this is something that maybe a lot of people haven't realized. So sometimes I can go to, let's say, Apple Music or Spotify, and I'm looking for, I just want to hear, I'm in the mood to hear a lot of like melodies with like soothing female voices, and then you find out that if it's not like what was it called, Women's Month or something, or they are celebrating something like that, like you will not find a playlist that has only women in there, which small, but
you probably find it at the bottom of the barrel somewhere. But it's true, I don't know, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? We will talk more about even breaking more barriers. West Africa, East Africa. If you're out there and you're listening to us, I'm speaking to Chioma. I'm going to stick to Chioma, head of TuneCore East and West Africa. And if you got questions, send them through right now, and I'll ask on your behalf right here on the Drive of Your Life.
Yeah, because as an independent artist, a lot of them don't have a team.
Right.
So consider us as part of your team.
Right.
What we do for you is to get your music on the platforms.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and we get you 100% of your revenue back. You know, and we give you data. You have a dashboard to see what your music is doing, where it's performing, what countries, where did you make money. This would inform the point about touring. Right. For instance, if you're gaining traction, you're getting streams from Kenya. Is it not smart to go over there and do it all? Because it suggests that you have a fan base over there and stuff. You know, so it's straightforward. Just go on our website, www.tunecore.com. Simple. Create an account. Right now we've launched, I don't know if anyone is aware, we used to do per release, so we're subscription based. So we charge you per release. Now we do unlimited releases. So what that means, you pay one fee a year. Okay. And then you have unlimited releases for that year. Yeah. Okay. So and then aside from that, we also now have different plans. So there's something for a market like in Africa that is very price sensitive compared to like Europe, for instance. We now have different plans. So you can find a plan that works for you. Right. You know, there's a new artist, which is our free plan. We don't charge you anything, but it's commission based, 20% commission. Then we have the rising artists, we have the breakout, and then we have a professional plan that is perfect for like labels, independent labels, independent managers. Okay. So there's something you can go in. You can go in there, look at the plans, and see what works for you. Each of the plans have their different perks. Some will give you 24 hours customer support, some 48 hours. Some will give you access to the TuneCore rewards, which is our master classes. Yeah. So there's so much. You have options. You have a lot more now. You're unlimited AF, like we see. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of the tagline for it. But there is more for you now. There is no more excuses. Some people say money no day. Okay, just pay one fee and release all you can. Yeah. Like it's like all you can eat buffet at this point. Right. Do you understand? So yeah.
So I'm going to ask this one on behalf of a lot of lay people that assume that we know. So since you're here, because people always wonder, these Nigeria people and these SA people, they take over. If you go to Apple Music, it be Burna Boy day there, it be Focalistic day there. So someone is wondering, like, okay, we all put our music on these platforms, TuneCore being an example, and then you put it up there, and your music is just there in your corner, but it doesn't appear in any playlist, or it's not like featured or anything. Is there anything extra you have to do to get that?
Again, it was back to you treating your music like a business. I always like to refer to the 4 P's of marketing. You get this: pricing, products, placement, and promotion. Placement in this case is distribution. Which stores are you placing your music on? But there's something that comes after that. It's called promotion. You have to push. I'm sorry. So say you start a bottled water business. You found supermarket you want to distribute it in. Don't you think maybe you should also do some additional push to get people to pick it over other? Yeah. What is that? Is that no promotion and marketing? Yeah. It's the same thing. Again, when I say business, it's the same formula, different industry, in my opinion. Do you understand? Your music is the product. Fine. You placement, distribution, you've put it on stores. Okay. How are people supposed to know the music is even there? Right. Playlisting. Okay, maybe you don't have money. You have social media. You have WhatsApp that is big in Africa. Can't you send out links and ask people to forward the links?
Oh, ego, superstar.
No, but the thing is, there are people who do it, but it's a good tactic. Do you understand? TikTok, people are blowing up. You're seeing people blowing up. Just find small money, find one influencer to use your music to do something. It's not how these things typically happen. A lot of the times. Yeah. You could even create a challenge. Hopefully the music you created is dope. But hopefully. Yeah, if I'm sorry, but if the music, sometimes the music may not be dope and to blow still. Yeah. We've seen it. It's just a challenge that will make it sweet. Do you understand? But there's so much now. And the thing is, you don't need to reinvent the wheel or try to come up with. There are people doing stuff. Why don't you just steal the ideas and apply it? But it's the truth. If you try one, it doesn't work, try another.
Try another one.
That's it. But at the end of the day, it's not everyone that will blow, unfortunately. That's another thing I always like to add it as a disclaimer too. Unfortunately,
maybe it's not meant for you.
It's not everybody. Even if you're with label, you're independent. We've seen it happen a lot. Some people will just blow one time and the door will close. Bam. It's like, but it's the truth. Do you understand? But if you're determined, you will find a way. You will figure. That's something, like, wasn't I the one that just said I saw the job for this, the opening for this role, and I told myself I'm small for it. But am I not the one that is here now?
Right.
I have to figure it out.
Have to figure it out.
Yeah. So try everything that you can. Do you understand? And then we'll see.
So before you go, I know for a lot of artists that have labels, I mean, to an extent, certain things are sorted to an extent. So I feel like the independent artists are the ones that need the most help. What would be the advice you would give to an independent artist trying to make it from Ghana?
If you're able, because as much as we say independent does not mean you should not have a team if you can build one. At least I see it a lot in Nigeria. You're independent doesn't mean you don't have a team.
Right.
You still have people supporting you. I've also seen a lot of artists that end up being approached by these international labels started off independent.
Right.
I go on TuneCore back end and seeing some names and I'm like,
they hear since
I don't know, I didn't know. But if you can build a team, build a team. Make sure you're making good music. Do you understand? Humble yourself to try and build relationship in the industry, especially if you're small. Don't just be sending people DM. Do you understand? You're not the only one, unfortunately.
Right.
But if you can make yourself stand out in some capacity, maybe offer value somehow.
Right.
I don't know. Just figure it. You can figure it. You're approaching a producer, maybe an OAP or something. Maybe figure out is there a way you can offer value so that they can pay attention to me. Go to industry events, any educational opportunity you find, go there. You're not just going there to go and learn. You're also going there to network and building up your arsenal of connections, like we like to say in Nigeria. So if you can't build a team, there's still ways to figure it out. And that big one is if you borrow money, return them. But it's a problem. I'm sorry. It's a big problem. Don't borrow money and then you don't pay back investors. Do you understand? Don't borrow money and don't pay back, and you then forget to pay back people. You just disappear into thin air. It's not good. It's not even for your reputation. It's not even good. It's not a good look. You get, so you can maybe if you want to be with a label and you get one, cool, but you can adopt the mindsets of, like, again, business, family and friends. Is there some big boss I can approach and pitch something to, so you give me money to support? It's business now. Again, do you understand?
Right.
So don't get stuck in just and I think the last one is don't get stuck in just the creative side of it. You need to also get involved in other aspects, because there's a lot of it. So I think I'll close it with that. And you have an employee in TuneCore to help you with your distribution. So
this was quite insightful. I don't think we can have enough time to talk about all the things we want to talk about. But what would you want to say finally before you go?
I think I've said it. If you're looking for music distribution to get music on platforms like Boomplay, Spotify, Ayuba. Ayuba is MTN. That was former what was it before? I think Spinlet or so. I might be mixing that up. But you want to get your music distributed to over 150 stores worldwide.
150
and have
stores.
The
I
option,
didn't even know we had that many.
Yeah, and have the option to have your music distributed to new stores that might pop up. And you might want to think about using TuneCore. If you're interested in 100% of your revenue, you might want to think about using us as well. And when I say 100% of our revenue, I mean there's no middleman. We distribute directly to the stores.
Okay.
That can be said for a lot of other people. So those are things to think about as well.
So you heard it here. Don't come and then cry 3, 4, 5 years later that I had a hit song and the money never come. If you didn't do it with TuneCore, we said it already. Thank you so much, Chioma, head of TuneCore East West Africa. This was quite interesting. I think my favorite part of the conversation is how you talk very straightforward with your English, and then when you get into your mood, you bring these terms. And
no,
I don't know if you.
I'm the kind of person that I want you to come down. Sometimes you need to come down to my level so that I can feel you.
Yeah.
So you become relatable.
Yeah.
So there's no need to be blowing. I can blow English, but I can do broken and one. So I will tell you so you hear it in both ways.
That's what's up. I love it. I love it. We have just 10 minutes to wrap up.